Dynamics actually smack DRX here, at least in just the last picks. I mean, DRX drafted face first into it. But the level of play from DRX on these champions should still probably be, one would assume that they'll overcome the draft deficit.
Yeah.
But if these roles were reversed and DRX had Dynamics team composition, it's a massacre, pretty much all around. Sett versus Lucian is very interesting. It is really a skill matchup. If Sett grabs him once, he just collapses Lucian's trachea. It's not a very pretty sight.
Wow.
One time.
That sounds graphic.
In the lane, and it's all over.
Oh, man.
But Lucian's the one that gets to walk the line.
True.
He's the one that the onus is really on him to mess up. But if he does, he never gets to recover. That is the dynamic of that lane.
Yeah. Not a lot of magic damage on their side. They have Nidalee. And I suppose that's about it. Whereas on the other side, they were lacking a little bit. And then they brought in Heimedinger and Mordekaiser, which, by the way, deokdam did have a little smirk on his face. He is going to be the one playing the Heimedinger that he did select with support Senna. So very interesting stuff here brought in against a team that deserves it, which is great to see. That they're trying to, you know, test the boundaries of DRX and say, you know, can you handle some of these newer picks, some of these wacky and weird, wonderful picks, such as the Heimedinger. So we'll have to see if it pays off for Team Dynamics, as they seem to have come prepared.
Well, we shall see what's going to happen in these lanes. So basically what ends up happening is Sett struggles to get onto Lucian with his auto attacks. But if he does manage to grab him with the E, it's just lights. It reminds me, the image that actually goes through my head is, have you ever seen Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat when he holds the guy up?
Yeah, yeah. Actually,
that is actually what goes through my head if Sett manages to grab Lucian in this matchup. And there's really no recovering at that point. Ninja Tab Eyes, Bramble Vest, just super effective, and Lucian can never recover. But if Lucian's spacing properly throughout the laning phase, dodges the face breakers, it's very hard for Sett to play, but it's a very tall ask out of Lucian.
Well, at least we have a guy who is very practiced and great on the Lucian in terms of Kuzan. By the way, guys, it has been 709 days since the last time we've seen Heimedinger in the LCK. It was Max against Keen in the top lane. I remember that, actually, because Max was brought into the top lane when ADD was... he had his health issues during that season, and they had to bring their second support, essentially, up to the top lane. And then that didn't work, and then Max gave it a try, and he faced off against Keen. And it didn't go well, but he tried. But that was the last time that we've seen Heimedinger.
And we'll see what deokdam manages to do. Will it live up to the Heimedinger of G2, I believe? Right? And that is the last time that... I guess actually, I believe at Worlds, Inax, who was also someone that I believe played Heimedinger. So it's not like he's completely unknown, and I love him so much in this team composition because, again, everyone on DRX needs to go in, and Heimedinger loves when you try to go in on him. So he's also very good at throwing counter poke out back at Nidalee. This is a very exciting kind of draft. Really all around. Very, very messy and bloody once the lane gets going.
And that's kind of what I was expecting coming into today. I think that DRX, the more they win, the more confident they get, and sometimes even cocky with their team of younger players that are, you know, obviously extremely good at the game. It's understandable that that kind of attitude would come in for these players, and they go for, as you mentioned, kind of a solo queue-esque kind of stompy draft. as this is going well for Rich. Up at the top side, Doran is not backing down from this. And then Team Dynamics are not, not strangers to any action as well, as that is a close trade. Doran comes in and smacks him down. Here comes Beyond. He's going to be able to pick up the kill after that one. And we'll deny some CS until Doran can TP back up to top lane.
Yeah, Doran still actually with a pretty big death timer. Rich is level 4 right now, but Doran did get that solo kill EXP.
Look at this gank.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not in just yet. They want to get the CC down, and Kuzan is dead.
All right, so this lane, it's over now. That's actually just...
Wow.
It's how this goes. This lane is completely doomed now for Lucian. And it looks like Doran's lane state is actually in a pretty reasonable spot. Really good gank by Pyosik. And just... Let's take a look at what happens when...
Flashing in,
man.
and they're going to force the flash here from deokdam, who says, bring it on, essentially, with all of his turrets down, and they end up winning the trade anyway. And
this is pretty interesting as well. This seems very frustrating to play against. Heimedinger Senna is, oh my...
That's rough, man. I don't want to play against that. Please don't bring this into solo queue.
Senna goes away to the Shadow Isles for a pretty... okay, I have no idea what the Bomby Cinder is on Chovy.
Yeah,
because
you were saying Ninja Tabby.
Ninja Tabby, Bramble Vest, and Lucian can't play. He can't sustain the lane or trade against you. But the Bomby is just so strange because it is very rare that you're going to proc it against Lucian and have the damage stick, but also you're sinking 900 gold in for 200 HP and a passive that you can't really utilize all that well. So very bizarre there. Rich ends up landing that Obliterate and still ends up losing the trade here. So Doran with a really clean bread and butter kill. Beyond was there.
Yeah, I'm pulling.
You want to do this?
Okay.
Okay.
나이스.
Nice.
야, 나 칼부터 올라갈게.
Was that something? From something?
He said he was going to go for something.
Oh, I'll go get the Raptors.
Yeah, he's
okay.
going to go to something first, and then...
Well.
It was the Raptors.
And...
That's some pretty impressive numbers, actually, for Pyosik. I wonder how much of this is his doing versus, his team winning every single game.
Had a lot of Nidalee versus Trundle matchups. And he's had a lot of power farmer matchups go his way, so the CS differential being like that, not a surprise, especially because you're winning every game. When you're winning every single game, generally you'll have really good stats. When you're losing every game and you still have good stats, that's really a testament.
Or when you're winning every game and you have really bad stats.
That's impressive.
I think that's the most impressive, actually. That of all the iterations, that's the one that really catches my eye.
Well, Deft and Keria, you have to imagine they don't have that much practice playing against this bot lane matchup, but they're still doing a very good job in the CS department. And you can see Kuzan, he doesn't have boots, he just has the Vampiric Scepter. And yes, the Bombies is there on Sett. Which will help the all-in potential, I guess.
Yeah, I mean...
Trundle falling further behind.
Yeah, it's not a fun matchup for Trundle, especially against this Nidalee, who got a head start as well, picking up that kill. If Trundle got the kill only and Pyosik maybe he was a little bit delayed, the gank didn't work, maybe it would have been worse.
So he actually goes Swiftness Boots. He's feeling very comfortable. And so some people are probably wondering, well, all right, well, what is happening in this lane, Sett versus Lucian? Well, Lucian's out of mana, and Sett's coming back to a brand new wave. So Lucian is going to lose, he's permanently losing control of the lane, and he's also behind.
Take a look at this. Doran is stuck in the death realm. They didn't see Pyosik doing this, so they're going to try to let Doran survive, but he doesn't have his flash. The double knock-up comes in.
Oh, no!
Oh, the pillar! If it was the other way, they could have easily got a couple of autos down. And Chovy now is going to break some faces, bring in Rich. That did not land. That is a little bit awkward. Rich surviving for a very long time. Beyond's going to block that one. And it felt like both sides kind of messed that one up, to be honest. The mechanics not really there.
Really unnecessary also to even go for this because you
Keria. All right. Yeah, all calculated, we'll say. I mean, he dodged the Senna ability, the root.
Honestly, this is a lag.
Yeah, you think it's
I honestly, we'd better check their MS. It might be 9 instead of 7, and that's what's
big problem. And here's Lucian, and well, you have Pyosik in position, but he's trying to knock him down. And yes, he's gonna get the kill, but he feeds one over to Pyosik when he had the ability to get out. Still decided to go for the trade.
And so now Dynamics, they're falling behind with this comp. They do have the late game insurance of the Senna and the Heimedinger trying to do stuff here. And it looks like GuGer is actually, well, we'll see actually where his itemization path is going. Blade of the Rune King almost complete for the Lucian. We'll see what else ends up happening here. Kuzan comes down. And this was really a close call. Keria almost just managed to get the stun up before anything else transpired.
Yeah.
And that would have just been a kill handed over. Chovy now going to run up to top lane with his swiftness boots. And he's able to constantly just keep running around in this lane. And this is losing for Lucian. Anytime Lucian's going even, he's losing very hard.
Yeah, and wow, Death Realm, this is about 5-10 seconds away, and they're going to get him right before it comes up. As you can see, it is just up right now. And yeah, it's 5 seconds away from potentially living. Not sure if he would have. I think they could have delayed, but he wasn't able to delay any time. As now the Rift Herald is going to be put down extremely early. They're going to give a lot of that gold over to Doran. But of course, this does mean that Dynamics will get some plates, XP down on the bottom side, and another Drake. So now they're 2 away from the Soul.
Yeah. They get the Mountain, which is pretty valuable here against DRX. Infernal is very key. Sunfire Rust on Sett is just so peculiar to me. Because Mordekaiser, so much magic. Trundle, so much magic. You're also giving Trundle a little bit more value, even, because he's going to focus you with that. So very bizarre overall itemization. And we just see, I mean, they come up here. It's a very easy kill, like you pointed out. They know the cooldown on Death Realm. They know he doesn't have it. Very easy dive onto the Mordekaiser. And yeah, I'm not feeling super hot about DRX's transition here against this third dragon, though. We'll see what they can sort of finesse out, but the Sett's going to be in a really weird spot with his items. And so Dynamics really have the chance to turn the game on its head, even though they're down 3,000 gold.
Well, they're going to try to go on a Chovy here, who decides, well, I'm just going to ghost away. I know where this is going, and I do not want to go with you. Keria getting in, trying to land that stun. That hadn't landed. They would have had a nice amount of burst damage.
Yeah.
But no Pyke ultimates available.
And Keria, not being spotted. 1v1 here.
Oh, Beyond's coming up here again to spoil the fun. Always trying to make this a 2-on-1. Doran going for the follow-up knockup. Tries to flash away, but with the
got it that time.
That will be it as, okay, Senna ultimate, the double. Oh, he pulled him out of a potential damage there. The spear from the Nidalee. It's still going to be a kill, as a third kill is going to go the way of Pyosik, who's got the most gold in the game, 3-0-1.
Yeah.
Completed Rod of Ages and jungle item before 13 minutes.
It must be nice to run like God, is basically what is going on here for Pyosik. And the minigame happening there between Sett and Lucian. Okay, GuGer about to donate over a Pyke kill.
Well, he's going to use his stopwatch first, just to attempt to give a little bit more value.
Yeah, I'm not...
over to DRX. I suppose he did delay some, though. Pyosik flashing down, and deokdam is not focusing him. Wants to get the kill onto Deft. Keria is also going to burn down. As Pyosik through the bushes here. Wants to try to dodge that slow, but it is not enough, and he is not tanking up just yet. The shutdown given over to Beyond.
750.
Yeah.
That was a wow. Okay, so the gold after they raised this turret, it went from being 4K to 2 is what's going on right now. So very, very reckless play by DRX.
That's the name of the game for DRX. They they love to get in there and get down and dirty. Go for dives, go for plays. They try to flex. And see that once again. I mean, this is the second time that Doran gets kind of baited into these death realms.
And I mean, again, he's up and he's pushing against a turretless laned Mordekaiser, so you don't have to do stuff. But there's another thing that you could do that exists that doesn't put you in danger. Begins with F, as Deft casts the Varus ultimate, turns into Caitlyn before making his way back over to Jinx mode. And Pyosik ends up picking up the kill, and then everything was pretty fine right here. They end up diving against GuGer, and then at this point, they pull in GuGer. No Pyke kill actually comes in. And then you can see Deft and Keria, they're kiting up. deokdam comes in with the teleport. Keria tries to make it out, can't actually go for the honey fruit because the culling would end up killing him. So unfortunate there. As we come back into live though, we got some more action. Infernal.
Never-ending action.
Up in 30 seconds. Yeah, this is absolutely very bloody right now. Giant's Belt picked up onto Chovy. Let's see what else ends up happening. Trinity Force finally completed here for the Wukong. This is actually a very big item breakpoint fight where Mordekaiser is stuck on his Build-A-Bear workshop right now. He has Stinger, Seeker's Arm Guard, and an Amp Tome. Another Rift Herald being summoned in mid. That will perforate this turret.
Yeah. Down it goes. Simple rotation over to the Infernal, but Team Dynamics, they're not going to go down without a fight.
I think Mord got his item.
He took a spear to the face, but he is Mord.
Yep.
Plus Senna.
And this is where things can get very scary, is this third dragon fight. Heimedinger can really be a god here.
Oh,
Beyond taking so much damage, though.
Yeah, they're getting poked down pretty effectively.
Oh, they started up
by
Dragon.
Nidalee and Pyosik.
Deft has Caitlyn right now, switches over to Kog'Maw, now to Jinx.
Yeah, okay, Deft is going to just get burst down by Kuzan over the wall. At least DRX are able to get the Dragon, but now they're just going in. They're trying to get the reset with the fight. They get the 2. Can they have any more? There's the 3rd, but it's not going to be that by the end of it, as actually Pyosik is going to go down here eventually. And wow, okay. Lots of trading. And at the end of the day, it's a 3 for 4.
No, it's a 9 for 4. Pyke.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, he only got the double kill, but still, he was part of the, the third kill.
If you killed him during the X, it counts.
Yeah.
Didn't he get 3 activations?
Well, let's
count it.
Let's count it.
So Deft gets blown up by Kuzan, who just did a very good job. Now, pay attention to Pyke during this. One on deokdam, and Wukong doing so much. Another one. Yeah, he gets the 3. So 9 kills for DRX via Pyke.
Plus Infernal. Don't forget Infernal.
So it ends up being a 9 for 4.
Oh, that seems pretty fine and dandy. Keria he's having a fun time on that champion. I was waiting for him to return to the Pyke, and finally he has, once again. He's already proven that he, has the mechanics required to really get those crazy team fights off. Went through a rough lane, but ever since we've kind of entered team fight stage, it has been a different story. And yeah, I mean, already 19 kills at 18.5 minutes. This is the action that we want to see. Want to see more LCK teams putting out this effort. As it's Trundle's 4-0. Trundle is 4-0-2. Went for Frozen Heart immediately after the jungle item here. So not a build path that you often see from Beyond.
Well, it looks like Lichbane is going to be picked up next here for Pyosik. And Chovy is in pure utility mode. And honestly, I mean, the 4,000 gold lead is just so massive along with that Infernal Dragon. It's not every day that you actually get 5, well, I guess Chovy's going full tank, but normally it could have been 5 champions actually getting insane benefit out of Infernal.
Yeah.
But I do suppose that it's only going to be 4, given that Sett is not getting really any amp except for his just base AD. So he's going to end up getting like a longsword equivalency eventually. But definitely very good, even for Nidalee. Utilizes hybrid damage pretty well anytime she gets into the auto attack range.
Nidalee loves any kind of amp for sure. Anybody who can have multiple ways to do damage. As Keria, he is kind of like that shark who's going all around the rift that is made of water, and the poke is for real. I mean, this is, you know, you can't just ignore this really. You have a Senna, you have ways to try to sustain, but Pyosik gets stronger and stronger. Deft is beginning to poke a lot, and just the two of them together with some of the CC that Keria brings in can be really obnoxious.
Yeah. And we gotta just really pay attention to what happens at the next Infernal fight. Leandri is almost complete for deokdam. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised, but
yeah,
he is.
Wow.
Yeah, he probably has like a machine hooked up to that big brain on Heimer.
It feels even better on Heimer, right? Because your turrets are going to be hitting like multiple people. You have so many different
you can stun
sources of damage that goes
so many
out.
of your teammates can also slow for you.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. And especially for his poke all the time inside of the fights, it's just so nice.
Yep. GLP2, just add some slow. It's seems like a good build. Seems good to me.
Well, Death Stance almost complete for Wukong. It does not seem like he's going to be able to have it by this team fight, though. And so, Chovy also stuck on items. This is a very awkward situation. Aphelios is at 2 items. But it's not like this team fight is necessarily unwinnable for DYNamix.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to try to get the root here on the Beyond. That didn't really work out too well. They're going to get the hook now. Here comes Doran, but they're not going to go for it. Into the Death Chamber, but it's not going to work out. As going in now. In he will go to the Death Chamber this time around, but Deft is just going to laugh in his face. He gets really low, but it doesn't matter as Kuzan in the backline snipes Doran.
Yeah.
So 1 for 1 so far.
And definitely a bit of a scary situation. Keria trying to find an angle.
Ooh.
Yep. Ends up hitting a field goal. This is very scary. Pyosik does have a lot of heals, though. Nidalee.
Yeah.
She can heal all of the teammates up.
Yep.
Chovy takes a lot of damage.
Chovy, at least he's tanky. We talked about that tanky build.
True.
And had he been any other kind of build, he probably almost definitely would have died there. But, you know, just helping him in this one scenario. Well, they're not willing to give it up just yet, though.
Rich has teleport. This gets scary. That is a very deep teleport. This is also scary. He doesn't have Death Realm, which means that Pyosik should have the edge.
Oh, he gets rooted, though, and he's going to be pulled in. He's trying to go for the burst, but it does not work out. Decided that was his only choice after getting rooted. And that's going to be a big Infernal going the way of Team DYNamix now. As in goes Chovy. They're trying to re-engage here with Doran coming back in. So they're going to find Kuzan over here, who, by the way, has been doing a great job on that lane Lucian. Not every day we can say that.
And it's a 4,000 gold deficit, soul point for DYNamix. And the problem is Dinger. Dinger's going to keep getting bigger. 3rd, 4th, 5th item. He'll go all the way up to 6, sell his boots while he's at it, and just pay attention to this team fight. So Rich gets completely blown up, but Chovy goes in And pay attention, Heimedinger, he places his turret with the R. It's doing a lot of damage, and then DRX can't keep kiting into these champions. And also, like you saw, Deft just, well, blowing up the Mordekaiser. Pyosik tries to go in. He knows that he's caught by the Death Grasp of Mordekaiser. And this game is very chaotic right now. Chovy is going for what looks like Warmogs. He also looks like he's dead.
Yeah, he's going into death, his own kind of death chamber. He's able to run away,
That was a lot of damage.
And Keria and Pyosik get there first. I saw Heimedinger coming up from his side, but the direction that he ran was actually the reason why he was able to survive. Very tanky right now, surprisingly, is that Sett as he completes Warmogs.
And so now Chovy is going to be able to go basically back up to full HP without the aid of Nidalee. Rich is going to come down here into bot lane. And we take a look at total gold and look at the discrepancy between the supports. 2,000 on the Pyke. Rich immediately shoving back out the wave. It looks like he is also going for Leandre's as perhaps his next item. And Dinger, once he basically has Zhonya's, because you have Fiendish Codex, you have Stopwatch. Even if you completely stack up Seeker, you pretty much have the item. All that you're missing is armor. So, Dinger's going to be stuck now.
He's getting hit by Baron. That was kind of close, even the Leandre's burn comes in. Thankfully, he's Nidalee. He's able to, regen a little bit, heal himself up, but definitely very close to being burst down just simply over the wall. Observer's a big fan.
I mean, I'm a very big fan as well, because this champion is just so good at answering so many of the meta team compositions, and he's so underappreciated, especially given that he can be flexed in 3 roles. 4, even, I guess, if you play Heimedinger support, which he absolutely can, because he only really needs 1 item, which is the mask, which you can get too. For
they're going for GuGer.
Oh,
He's
GuGer.
dead. Yeah, just gets simply caught there. That's a Senna with no flash. He had heal, but the second he gets hooked, he's dead.
So, Dinger with RW can still try to actually steal this.
Yeah, they might try to go for a play here as Rich is going to go into the Death Realm of Doran. He's flashing over the pillar. He's really trying to get in there, but he's going to get knocked up. And he's got the stopwatch. Now the super turret comes in, and they're finally going to kill Rich. But Doran, he's there in the front line. The timing on the stun is good. Take a look at those turrets. They love the Wukong going straight into him. So actually, they're able to stop the Baron. 4v5.
And it's a very big problem because DRX's champions can't run into Heimer.
Okay, Keria. All right.
Yep.
I see you.
Trying to go for something. Chovy activating Q. Now, Keria.
No, not quite able to land that one either.
Misreading what the opponents were going to do. Now, Nidalee is keeping everyone healthy right now, but this is very dicey. Dinger is recalling. He probably has Zhonya's, right? Chovy.
He's just going to... what? They missed again. They were all in a row. Keria, a little bit uncharacteristic. And Chovy says, okay, I'm just going to go and try to kill you, dive the turret. He is, again, extremely tanky.
Aphelios!
Massive. deokdam just going to try to get out of there now. And that's big. I mean, this is right before the Infernal Drake fight. TP is down. And this should go the way of DRX.
And this is going to be the Infernal going their way. I hope that we have a DRX champion highlighted. Watch it swap to, like, GuGer right at the last second. Okay, 1080 for Pyke.
Yeah.
That's for Pyke. So, Aphelios getting a lot of value as well. Wukong probably getting insane value too. And remember, they already have 1 dragon as is, so. Take a look here. GuGer just gets caught out. They didn't actually get the Pyke kill.
Yeah.
Come up with a name for that.
X marks the spot.
Well, Rich, he goes in here, and you can just see how awkward it is to try to approach into the turrets.
Yeah.
With Trundle protecting.
He's got a ring of them.
Yeah. Has a ring. He's so fast. And just keep placing down turrets. He's like a walking Walmart, you know, it's just encroaching on your territory. Chovy comes in here.
Wow, that was an alpha move.
And yeah, they almost managed to get Heimedinger.
Not quite though, but he had to use his flash, so with the amount of pick that they do have, you know, we're talking Wukong, Sett, Pyke, all together, even Aphelios with his ultimate from long range, and the follow-up from Spears. Deokdam could be in a lot of trouble. You can see that Keria is looking for the Heimedinger.
Well, Aphelios almost has his death stance. That's when things also start to get much scarier because he can then heal up on his own accord. And he's also going to be starting to get much tankier dynamics, though. Posturing around, trying to wait for some sort of an opening. And when you look at the levels across the board, it's honestly not that bad. It's a 2-level discrepancy in jungle only, but Kuzan is also higher level than Chovy. So this is still pretty interesting all around. Not sure what Beyond's build is. He's going to get a Warmogs for himself rather than get a team supportive item.
Yeah.
And when you look at the amount of all-in dive that DRX has, even Solari is just so insanely active.
Yeah.
You give out way more EHP than you could ever hope to achieve.
Or even like Knight's Vow for your Heimer.
Even, yeah, Knight's Vow even.
There's a lot of
Dinger.
options, right?
And there's a Blast Cone right there, Chovy.
And Deft isn't in the pit, so, well, it's going to be spotted now.
It doesn't end up getting spotted. Kuzan dealing about a lot of damage to Chovy, actually. About 50% of his HP. He does have Warmog, so the Warmog heart will come online. Nidalee gonna get Zanya's next. Not sure where Wukong's going with his itemization. But Sett continuing down. I think he's actually gonna get Solari, because he has double no magic mantle. And so with all of that HP, that is a way to try to just absorb the Heimedinger damage. This will be very interesting.
Nidalee is strangely really good against Heimers, just scattering turrets.
Yeah.
You just poke them down one by one. Like you're throwing darts at a balloon or something. And just, you know, a bunch of those turrets eventually lose their spot and their position. As, yeah, Deft comes in here, clears out the vision. Still got a minute or so until this next Infernal. That's Infernal Soul for Team Dynamics. And if they get that, and it's somewhat even after, if Dynamics
get Soul, they probably win the game.
Yeah.
As surprising as that is to probably many. Again, the team comp is really helpful all around. It is so hard. What?
Doran.
Yeah, Chovy was not here.
Yeah.
At all.
Look at where Chovy is.
Chovy's coming.
Going for a run.
Give him a
through the forest.
Give him a second.
Like it's dark or something.
Here he
Here
is.
comes Chovy. Okay,
What?
that's gonna. Where's the follow-up?
What is going on?
Nobody follows him. They say, actually, never mind. Yeah, very strange.
No one seems to know what anyone is doing right now.
That's not good.
That
doesn't sound very good.
Dynamics, they're just holding their phalanx, protecting the Donger. And he'll just keep throwing out. Oh man, this is actually so scary. Can Rich manage to press R on the Nidalee? This is the big question. Chovy apparently drawing a million. Oh man, they're just gonna lose soul. They're gonna lose soul. Rich is walking up. He's looking for Pyosik.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going on him. They're trying to demand.
Oh,
That's it. He got it.
Yes, he does get it there as well. This team fight is going to heavily go in the way of DRX after, as nobody will survive. No survivors here. The soul is denied. DRX is going to wipe the floor with them as they were desperately trying to get position onto that dragon, and it did not work out. The TP to the top lane, and we're looking at 2 inhibitors here.
Yeah, well, no, we're looking at the end of the game, I think.
Oh, you think they can end?
Yeah,
Maybe
they can end.
Oh, they can just run top?
Hogmaw
True.
on Aphelios right now.
Oh,
Switches over to Caitlyn.
yeah,
Take a
they
look.
can actually
Yeah,
end.
oh, now back over to Kog'Maw. And yeah, this is just going to be the end of the game. This ending was... Honestly, it was so anticlimactic, I think it was an M. Night Shyamalan.